Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kathleen and I'm a dyslexic here to help other dyslexics and their parents. Today I am going to be sharing warning signs of dyslexia in age group teen to adults. So if you are questioning if you have dyslexia or somebody else in your family who's a teen or an adult, then this video is for you. Let's get into it. Okay guys, let's get into today's video. So warning signs of dyslexia in ages teen to adult is what we're going to be talking about today. And here are a few warning signs you should look for. So before we start that, let's talk about dyslexia. So dyslexia changes over time as you develop into an adult. So things that you struggled with as a kid are no become easier and new challenges and tasks come up. As I get older, I've definitely learned that my dyslexia has changed. I don't struggle as much with like comprehension and things like that, but I still struggle with reading and writing and doing certain tasks. So I also wanted to say that this is a conclusion of a series of videos that I've put together and that I will link the other ones. So the first one is just early signs of dyslexia, and I'm going to link that right here for you. And then the next video I came out with is warning signs for ages kindergarten through second grade. And I will link that one. And now we are covering warning signs of dyslexia in teens and adults. So the first one is reading difficulty. Yes, it is very hard. This includes reading out loud. I still struggle to read to my daughter. I totally believe in reading every single day to her. I read multiple books, and these are kids' books, and I still mess them up. And so reading is definitely a challenge, and it will continue to be a challenge for the rest of my life. And what's sad is these children's books, I make the same mistakes over and over again when I read to her. And she's getting to the point where she thinks it's pretty funny. So there it is. Reading and writing take time. They are slow and labor intensive. This is so true. Whenever I plan on reading something, I have to plan so much extra time to get it done unless I use assistive technology. Writing, oh, forget it. Oh my goodness, writing is so hard. But again, I use assistive technology. And so just getting the ideas down, and then I worry about writing. And I have to have an editor go behind me and edit my papers still to this day. Even with reading and writing and going to college and everything, it's still just, it is a challenge. And I'll read something somebody else wrote and I'm like, that's amazing. And it probably took you 5 minutes to do. That's definitely not me. Problems with spelling. Oh my goodness, I still struggle to spell. And half the time when I use assistive technology and I'm reading the words or the screen reader's reading it, I'm like, that's that word? That's how you spell that? I have learned so many new words and how to spell things using assistive technology. It's amazing. If you haven't tried it, I would totally recommend it. But spelling problems are still a challenge to this day. Honestly, whenever I can't spell a word, I now use my phone for dictation, and I'll literally just open it up and hit that and just talk into my phone and it spells it out for me. That's how I do it. So yes, mispronouncing things is another sign. I mispronounce names all the time, and I do not mean to do it. I do not mean to offend anybody if I do it. It's just one of those things that I literally have to practice pronouncing your names on a regular basis. And I remember being in the schools and the principal was like, no matter what you do, do not mispronounce names. And I was like, well, that's easy for you to say. And she was like, figure it out, ask anybody, but the first time you meet a child, do not mispronounce their name. Mispronounce words, I do it all the time. And then I also have trouble with word retrieval, just getting words out, especially when I'm tired. I will literally just sit there and I know exactly what I want to say, but I don't know the words. Like they're missing, they're gone. And I've used that on Instagram. Just words just disappear in my brain and I don't know where they go and I can never find them again, or I can find them 20 minutes later when we're on a different topic. Okay. Another one is extremely poor written expression. So writing. There is a huge discrepancy between the verbal skills, so being able to talk it out, and then turning around and writing it. There's just a big difference between those two. I can tell you that is why I do YouTube, is because it's so much easier for me to verbalize my ideas than to sit down and write a blog. And it will continue to be that way. And if I do start writing blogs, they're going to be very short and sweet and to the point with lots of bulleted information. You're not going to see lots of paragraphs from me. Another one is difficulty summarizing a story. One of our advantages is summarizing stories or summarizing things when we are taught how to do it. If we are not given the skills on summarizing, then this is actually a struggle. So with summarizing things, it can go either way. It can become an advantage with instruction and being taught how to do it. If you're not taught how to do it, it is something that is very difficult. Another one, and I can tell you this, is having trouble learning a foreign language. I tried. I did it for 2 years in high school. I spent hours practicing, hours making flashcards, hours doing it. And then I had to do it for 3 semesters in college. I did it, but I spent hours, let me tell you, hours doing it. And I would make note cards. I would write the words over and over and over again. And everybody's like, this should be easier for you because Spanish is easier to learn than English because they only have a few rules. Just memorize those few rules, those few exceptions, and move on. It's not like the English language where there are rules for rules for rules, which is true. It was easier because there were less rules and less things to do to memorize, but it was still hard. And I had to make it multi-sensory for it to kind of work. And let me tell you, I can't remember any of it. So the next one is struggle to memorize things. If I don't make it multi-sensory, I can't remember things. And I literally have to write everything down. Like I will have a wonderful idea and I'm just like, I want to run with this. I want to do this. If I don't take the time to write it down right then, I won't remember it. I can't tell you how many great ideas I've had. I've never written down and I can't remember them. So, and just simple memorizing things. So mnemonic devices help with this and just repetition, doing it over and over and over again if it's something you have to memorize. Another one is struggle with math word problems or just math problems. Sometimes I definitely struggle. I definitely struggle when it comes to like word problems and trying to figure them out because you're sitting there trying to read what's going on and then you're trying to figure everything out. It can be quite a challenge. The next one is a limited vocabulary. I know that I have a limited vocabulary. It has definitely grown and gotten larger over time, but I still have that limited vocabulary and I work very hard to increase that. And I definitely noticed it when I was a teen more than I notice it now because I just look up words and continue to learn. But there is a limited vocabulary. And then it takes extra time to complete. I know I've covered this multiple times. It takes extra time to complete reading and writing tasks. Yes, and it's just hard and you don't want to do it and you put it off till the last minute. It's a struggle and the struggle is real and people without dyslexia do not understand this struggle. They're just like, just go do it and be done with it. I'm like, yes, I have to do it. Then I have to read it 5 times. Then I have to find an editor. Then I have to do this and that. It's a challenge. Also, school is a struggle. learning things is a struggle, and most of the time you will get not the best grades with things, so it can be a challenge. And so, guys, those are the warning signs for for possibly having dyslexia in ages teens to adults. And one of the things that has come up that I've noticed is some people are starting to think, oh, if I check every single box, I have dyslexia. That is not true. Sometimes you can just show a handful of these signs and have dyslexia, or all of the signs. I know for me, I show all of the signs, but I have profound dyslexia in something that has happened. But when you have dyslexia, like a milder case, you might not exhibit all of the signs. And as a child, you might not exhibit all of the signs, but that doesn't mean if you don't check all the boxes, you don't have dyslexia. I just wanted to clarify that. So if you are checking some of the boxes, it's definitely worth looking into and having a conversation to possibly get diagnosed or have a school evaluation done if you're still of school age to see if the dyslexia is there. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please go ahead and like it and subscribe to my channel. In the next few weeks, I have information about evaluations coming out, more about dyslexia and the different levels of dyslexia. So I can't wait to share that information with you. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.